Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Dawn Marie, and this is my channel, DM's Crafty Vortex. And this is my channel all about my love of cross stitch. So if you are here for a video on cross stitching, you have come to the right place. The beginnings are always the hardest. I don't know why, but they just are. I want to say thank you to everybody who watched my whip parade. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, so I really appreciate everybody who came back and watched, and to all the new people. I got a few new subscribers. Thank you for coming and hitting that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. I love all the comments I got too. It's so much fun to interact, so I really appreciate when people take the time to give the thumbs up and to make comments. I know it's not always easy, especially if you're watching on your TV, then it's really hard to make comments and stuff. So I really appreciate all the comments I got. It was a lot of fun. It made me feel a little bit special coming back and still having viewers. I thought I was gonna go back down to 0. So I'm actually almost at the 2,000 mark. So really appreciate that. And I was looking back at some past videos, not actually watching the videos. I do not like to watch my videos, but looking back at the dates, in next month, September, is actually my 4-year Flosstiversary. It's hard to believe it's been 4 years, probably because there's been so many gaps in between, but it's hard to believe that it's there. I don't know if you're noticing this in the background. I'm going to show something on my channel today that I very, very rarely show, and that is going to be a couple of fully finished projects. The reason you very rarely see finished projects on my channel is if you haven't watched me before, I do have a love of full coverage cross stitch. So they do take a while. I do have some other things scattered in between, but I do spend the majority of my time on full coverage, although that may be changing when I go into my plans at the end. Not changing too much. I'm not looking to add a bunch of non-full coverage, but just my rotation. I've never had a rotation before. I'm typically a sweewee person, a stitch what you want when you want. But coming back into videoing and not having as much time as I did before, I thought maybe rotation would give me a little bit of variety so you wouldn't all be watching me show my one project over and over again. Wow, this is really hard to get back into. It was a little bit easier with the whip parade, but to do an actual video, and it's hot, and I don't even know why I said good morning. It's 8 o'clock at night. It's a Friday night. Did I even give the date? It is, I got a calendar right here. Today is Friday, August 16th, 2024, 8 p.m. at night. My husband just took his son out to go to the movies, and I thought it would be a great time to try to sneak in a floss tube. I do apologize for the lighting. I've got lights all around me, not just the spotlight in front of me, trying to give a little bit of lighting so it's not too dark. So hopefully that's not the case. So I'm just gonna get right into the cross stitches because I am horrible about life updates. I'm super shy. If you've met me out at cross stitch retreats, you've probably noticed how shy I am. But we're gonna get started on my fully finished projects because I am so excited to show these. Now they're still in the paper. So because there's gonna be crinkling, I'm going to try to remember to edit the crinkling out. So if this goes from sound to complete silence, it's because I've remembered to edit out the crinkling that's gonna happen. So 2 projects, but 3 cross stitches in a way. I'm gonna start with the smaller one first that I worked on last year, I think it was. Well, I can't edit out crinkling if I'm talking while I'm making the crinkling, can I? Last year, Helen D did a stitch along. It was a Halloween stitch along. I don't know if she finished her project yet or not. Helen D, if you're watching, did you finish your Halloween stitch along? So I have mine, and what I did is I took 2 cross stitches and put them together into one, and I did 2 Nora Corbett's. I did Raven and Gigi, which were part of the, and I'm just gonna look here. It doesn't say, Bewitching Pixies. Well, Gigi was part of the Bewitching Pixies, and it just says Raven. I'm looking at the 1, 2, 3 stitch site, and I'm gonna try not to keep my glasses on so that you don't have to see the ring light. I don't know what I'm gonna do for my next floss tube though, because I am going to the eye doctor's in a couple of weeks, and I think I'm going to end up with bifocals. So the readers going on and off is getting a little old and distance is becoming a problem. So I think I'm going to end up with permanent glasses, which will suck in a way to have permanent glasses, but at the same time, it'll be so much easier than on and off, on the top of your head, off your head, and then you put it on the top of your head and you get your hair stuck in it. And I think I'm getting bald spots from my hair getting stuck in my glasses. But I digress. All right, I'm gonna go silent for a second so that I can edit out this crinkling that's gonna happen. Okay, I am so excited. I did take this to Michael's to get framed. I did go with just a basic black frame, and let's see if I can get the light to not shine on it. So I am so excited to have this framed up, and I do apologize. I do not remember what fabric this is. It's been so long since I've done a floss tube. If I can find the fabric, maybe I wrote it on my Instagram, I will put it below. But so here it is. Again, glare from the ring light, I apologize. But fully finished. And I can't wait. I think I'm gonna bring this to work and hang it up by my desk. Hopefully. It's a little heavy, and they put the hangers so it goes this way. So why they did that, I do not know, but here we go. And again, if I remember the fabric, I will put it down below. And then the second one, which I am most excited about, is Princess Eliana, and this is Mirabilia. So the other two are Nora Corbett's. This is a Mirabilia, which of course is the same person, but just her different line. And this one's really big and heavy, so. And here it is. Oh my goodness, this ring light. All right, we're gonna go dark for a second. I'm gonna try and just shut the ring light off. Isn't she gorgeous? And I believe this fabric was just called lavender, and it was a witchel fabric. And I had these both framed at Michael's. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer up. This frame, it really, the picture isn't doing it justice. It is almost coral looking, a deep color. Almost bronze, I'd say. And it's beautiful, but it will never show in the video. So those are my two fully finished projects. I am going to set them safely aside, and then I'll be back. Okay, I am back. I may have to pause. My cats have decided that they want to play with the paper that they were wrapped in. So if it gets too crinkly, I'll stop and try to figure out another place to put that for now. So those are my fully finished projects. I don't have any finished projects, but I do have whips. So as I said, I started a rotation so that I could have something to show you all, and it seems to be going really good so far. What I have decided to do is I do have my Saki Dragon, which is my focus project for the year, and I'm working on that every Saturday and Sunday. So every week, Saturday, Sunday, that's my project. I have a new start, which is Dragon Artist, and I'll give you all the details when I'm actually showing them. But that one I'm going to work on every Friday. So it will get consistent progress, but not as much as Saki Dragon, and it's a work day, so it'll get less stitches because of that also, but I am loving that, and I wanna make sure that that keeps getting progress. And then I'm spinning a wheel, and that's my Monday through Thursday-ish project that I'll be working on. And that just makes me remember I have a project in my car that I have to go outside to get. So we'll be pausing in a little bit for that as well. And that will be my work project. So I have a project at work that I work on at lunchtime whenever I get a lunch break. So that's my rotation. And I say Monday through Thursday-ish because some projects may not make it all the way till Thursday. And if they don't, I'm just gonna pull out Dragon Artist and get a few more stitches into that. So first time really trying a rotation. I did it for the whole first month, and I'm really proud of myself for that because I've tried to do Whip Go every year, and I don't even make it through January. So to make it through a whole month of a rotation is pretty exciting. And for those of you who don't know what Whip Go is, it's just almost like a bingo board that Jessie Marie does stuff. does every year, and she calls 2 numbers a month, and then you stitch on whatever your goals are for those 2 numbers. But that's a Jessie Marie Does Stuff thing. You can go over to her channel. She has an amazing channel, and she does absolutely beautiful full covers cross stitches over there. So let's get into the cross stitch and start out with my first Monday through Friday piece, I think. And I spun my random wheel generator, and the first project that got called was Haunted House So Haunted House is by Donna Gelsinger. Am I saying it right? I'm probably not. And I'm going to just pull up my pattern keeper. So this project has 520,625 stitches in it. I am at 8,020 stitches, and I'm at 1.54% complete. And you will have seen what it's going to look like when it's complete. And I'm also going to show a picture of what it looked like the last time you saw it, which will be easy because I did a whip parade, and then I remembered to take pictures before I started. I did 957 stitches this rotation to get it to 1.54% complete. And it's in this project bag that I made. At least I hope I grabbed the right project bag. And this is where I am now. So I believe this is potentially, all my projects are on either 25 or 28 count even weave. I can't really remember which ones are which, but there's such a small difference between the two. But here is where I am at. This is a lot of confetti. So it's very slow going, which you'll be able to tell when you hear my stitch counts from my other projects. But oh, isn't it just gorgeous? So again, 957 stitches on this. Now, I was lucky this month. I did get a lot more stitching in this month than I'll probably get in the upcoming months because I had a mini vacation. I had a few days off. So I definitely put that time into stitching because my husband didn't have those days off. So he was working and I stitched. And I did go into his office is in my craft room. So I did go down and bug him for a while, and I sewed for quite a bit, which I'll also show you after some stuff that I did. But anyways, that's Haunted House. Then I spun the wheel again and I pulled out, what did I pull? Oh, Birds, Butterflies, and Blooms. And I'm going to show you a picture of what that's going to look like when it's done. And that is by Amy Stewart. And that has 375,550 stitches. I have 4,520 stitches complete, and I'm at 1.20% complete. And I put in 2,039 stitches this rotation. And that's in one of my vinyl front project bags that I made. I don't really like the vinyl fronts though as much. I feel like the fabric ones have more room for me to put stuff in. I know a lot of people like the vinyl fronts, so as you can see what's in them, but just not really what I like. Now this project was started because I let my husband and kids saw all the projects that I bought from Heaven and Earth Designs that I never actually kitted up, and then they picked one and then they kitted it up, and I didn't know which one they picked, and that was my Christmas present one year, was for them to hand me the kit. And this is the one they picked, and this is what it looked like last time, and this is where I'm at this time. I just love how that flower looks right there, and I've got another flower getting ready to come out. I'm kind of moving over. So yes, it's been a lot of fun to just pull out these projects and work on them. And the random wheel has made it more fun because I realized that sometimes I just didn't stitch because I didn't know what to pull out. And it makes it easier. So with my generator though, I did not set it to mark off something when it's done. So it can pick the same thing more than once. So in a way, I'm leaving it up to fate, but in a way, I'm not. And when we go into plans, I'll go over that also. But that was project number 2. And then project number 3 was my new start. So I gave that a full week, and then I put it on every Friday because I didn't want to just do one day and set it aside. And I am loving working on this. Let me show you what that one looks like. So this is Dragon Artist by Nini Thomas. And this one is actually charted by Pain-Free Crafts. So I don't know if I said the other 2 were by Heaven and Earth Designs. This one's by Pain-Free Crafts. And I love this one. Love it, love it, love it. Now, when I did get this, I was a little bit nervous about stitching all of that gray, and I thought it would get boring, but oh my gosh, it is gorgeous. Usually, the picture's better than cross stitches are beautiful, but they're not the picture. And I have to say, in this case, the cross stitch is prettier than the picture, and I'm so excited. I also had Pain-Free Craft kit this up for me, which I've never done before with them. I splurged a little bit. And I made a special project bag for it. Oh, isn't that pretty? So, and I just got this fabric right at Joann Fabrics. So, no place special, just saw it there. And this right here, I don't know if you can see it, it's so pretty, and it says 2024. So this was Lisa, Cross by Floss. She went to a cross stitch retreat that I went to this year in April, the Library Stitch Retreat up in Augusta, Maine. And this was the little goodie bag she handed out to all us table mates, and I love that. So having it kitted up, it came, now I'm not a floss drop person, but I'm giving it a go this time. And so my flosses are already a mess, as you can see. But it comes on this card with the rings, the numbers, and the symbols. And I'm trying really hard not to rip the cardboard. I've ripped the first attempt, but I've gotten better at it. So I tried making these longer so I could do that thing with a needle where you just pull the thread out, and I pulled the thread out and that comes out fine, but then it's all curly. Like you almost want to take an iron to it. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but so now I take the whole thing off, I pull a piece out, and then I put it back on. But I'm getting used to this. So again, it came with this. It came with the paper chart along with the PDF, and it also came with a needle minder, which was super cute. But here's where I'm at, and here's the needle minder. Now, I don't know if you can see all the colors going on in here, but this is not block stitching. This is confetti in here. Now, this is kind of block stitching through here, so I just went back and forth. I would do a section over here and a section over here, but it is the colors. There's like blues and teals in here, and I think this is the tail. That's what I've been trying to figure out is what that is, because I can see the 2 claws. So this must be the tail to the dragon. Let me show you. What did I do with the picture? I put the picture away quicker than I should have. But, so that's here. So here are the hands. So I'm thinking that's got to be the tail going on up there. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's the tail? I don't think it's AI generated because it's giving a designer's name, because I know sometimes AI can put things in random weird places, but I'm thinking that's got to be the tail. But again, this is where it's at. So pretty. And so much more fun than I thought. Like I said, I thought I was just gonna be stuck in that dragon and be bored forever, and I have been enjoying every stitch. And I can't wait until this is done recording, and I'm gonna go back and get some more stitches into this. Okay, I'm gonna go get the crinkling paper away from the cats, and then I'll be right back. The paper went in the closet with my husband's golf bag, so hopefully I remember when I'm done to take that paper out, because when he goes golfing in the morning, he's gonna wonder why there's a huge wad of paper inside his golf bag, but we're just gonna pretend I didn't do that. Okay, so paper's gone. Cats are looking like they're up to no good, but they're not making noise at least. My son is trying to behave, because I asked him just not to scream at his video games for at least a half hour, so I think we're good to go. And I gotta remember where I left off. Okay. Yes, so Dragon Artist, I'm gonna work on every Friday, and I do have it on my wheel. So if it gets called, it's gonna get a full week as well. And then after that, I pulled out Halloween Quaker, which I have over here I did iron. So I ironed for you all, but I think the ironing is starting to get wrinkled. So I pulled out Halloween Quaker from Leela Studios, and this is what this is going to get it out of the plastic. This is what that's going to look like completed. So I'm not sure what I was thinking when I started this, and I started it quite a while ago. I started it back when Michelle from Michelle Bendy Stitchy started doing Zooms on this, and I started it back then, so I think that was like 3 years ago or so. And I have in my notes that I did it 1/1, but I don't think I did it 1/1. Most of the stuff looks like it's probably 2/2, except for the moon. This is where I'm at. It's, what is this? 18 count. It was just white Ader, and I dyed it myself. But I think I did the moon 1/1, which you can barely see, and then everything else is 2/2. I'm gonna keep going on it, and I'm not thrilled with it. I detest 18 count Ader. Now, I don't mind Ader. I love Ader. I don't like 18 count. 18 count is too small for 2 stitches, but too big for 1 stitch, in my personal opinion. Now, I'm sure there are people out there that 18 count is your go-to, and that's great for you. For me, clearly the 1/1 isn't working for the moon, because you can't see it. And then the 2/2 is just, my stitches just look horrible. They're so bulky, and I did think about restarting it, but I'm already gonna be restarting another project, so this is gonna stay. And again, this is fabric I dyed myself for the project. Now, I'm not gonna put in this is what it looked like before, because I can tell you what it looked like before is this was missing. So I stitched this, and I did it for like 2.5 stitchy sessions. So I did it Monday, Tuesday, finished it Wednesday, and then went to work on Dragon Artist. So that's why I said that my rotation would be Monday through Thursday-ish. So if I get a project like this where there's a clear-cut, good stopping point, I'll probably stop. But I gotta admit, I was just dying to get back to Dragon Artist. But I do love this pattern, just not my fabric choice. So I think I'm gonna have to definitely rip out that moon and stitch it again, because it's just, you can't see it. So that's where I'm at on Halloween Quaker. So I just ran all the way out to my car to get my next project, only to get there and it wasn't there, because I did remember to bring it in my house, and it was actually sitting in my bedroom. This is the project I bring to work. Now, I usually leave it at work, so I was total panic today to remember to put it in my car to bring it home so that I could show you today. And this is in this cute bag I got from Joanne Fabrics. And then I have my little cross-stitch portfolio. And this was another new style. Now, I knew I couldn't do I don't even remember what people call it, where they stitch 30 minutes a day. That's just it's not going to happen at home. I don't like to bump back and forth between projects. So I brought it to work, and it's my lunchtime project. However, sometimes I end up working through my lunch break a little bit. And again, I said I had like a little mini vacation. So this stayed at work and didn't come home with me. So I had a few days where it didn't get touched there. So for the most part, I've been working on this for about a month at work, but not every day. And it's a new start. And this is by Bella Filipina, and it's Magwayan. I just love her. And I really wanted to get this one started because for Christmas, my husband bought and kitted this up for me for Christmas. But I didn't expect him to know how to get on the 123 Stitch website, find a project, and kit it up. My husband's an extremely smart man, but I didn't realize he pays attention as much as he pays attention. So I had this on my wish list, but it had been out of stock. So I also had 123 notify me when it was in stock. And literally the minute I got that email, I ordered it. And I ordered it kitted up. Well, my husband wanted to get this for me for Christmas, but it was out of stock. Somehow he managed to find it on my wish list, see that it was out of stock, have 123 Stitch, email him when it was back in stock, and we both ordered it at the same exact time. And then he noticed it wasn't on my wish list anymore. So he had to tell me he did it, because he called me and he's like, "You didn't order that by any chance?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm so excited." So 123 Stitch is amazing. I called them up, I canceled my order, they refunded it, they laughed at me. So I got my money back, and then my husband got this to me for Christmas. But I figured after going through all of that, the least I could do was start it. So this is stitched on. I'm pretty sure I was smart enough to keep the label. I hope I was smart enough to keep the label. Yes, I was. All right, this was stitched on Be Stitch Me. The colorway is Paranormal. It's probably fabric of the month, because most of my Be Stitch Me's are fabrics of the month. So it's a 28 count Lugana. So there's that. And this is where I am at. And I have to say, I am pretty impressed with how much I can get done with just 30 minutes a day. Not every day. So you figure it's only been a month. So you got 20 days. You have to take away probably at least 5 of those days I didn't get to stitch. And in that 30 minutes, you have to, when you're at work, you know, it's not like you can start stitching immediately. You have to get everything set up. So get everything set up. You need to leave time at the end to put everything away. So there's maybe 20 minutes worth of stitching a day in here. And this is where I'm at. I let my husband pick the fabric. I let him choose between it. He didn't get to pick the fabric. I picked a couple of fabrics and he got to choose between the two. I figured where he kitted it up. So I also, they kitted up Snow Queen for me by Mirabilia. So I want to start that this year as well, because I mean, I need another new start, like I need a hole in my head, right? But that is Magwayan. I'm having a lot of fun working on that. And I'm really enjoying the block stitching on it. Unlike Princess Eliana, which was confetti, 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 this is a lot of nice block stitching so far. Oop, don't want to lose my fabric card. My stack's getting a little high. Okay, so my next new start was Dragon Artist by Pain. Oh, I already showed you that. So my last project that I worked on was my Saturday Sunday stitch. This is my focus project. It may be a focus to finish, but I'm not very far into it, so we'll see how long I can go before I get bored of working on it. And this was Saki Dragon. This was also from Pain Free Craft. This was a stitch along started with Dizzy Stitcher, and it was, I think, the Stanley Morris Sal or Stanley Morris Dragon Sal. I can't remember anymore. It's been a while. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I have, let's see. You probably all know where I just put my glasses, but I don't know where I just put my glasses. So the squinting is about to start. Oh, nope, yep, I feel them. I will be very excited, I think, when I get the progressives, and I will stop losing my glasses because they will be on my face. Oh, true story. I was at the desk of a coworker trying to look for a piece of paper that I needed. And I had my glasses on looking on her desk for the paper. And then I found what I needed, and I go to walk away, and just out of habit, I picked up her glasses and went to put them on my face while I was already wearing my glasses. Now, if that doesn't tell you I'm ready for a new prescription, I don't know what does. So Saki Dragon is, I have 22,210 stitches done on it. It's 18.7% complete. And I've done 6,858 stitches this month. I am so impressed with myself. I don't know how I got that many stitches in. It won't happen again next month, but I am so excited. And the full size of this is 118,800 stitches. And again, like I said, it's Stanley Morrison, correct? Yes, Stanley Morrison, and it's Saki Dragon. And this is also kind of fun in that super, super, super confetti heavy here, but then a lot of nice block stitching. So I would go from confetti to block stitching, confetti to block stitching. And this is what it looked like last time you saw it. Let me just, ooh, I stopped mid-stitch. And I made a goal for myself. If you saw my whip parade, my goal was to get one of my full coverages to the point where I have to move the Q-snap in order for you to see it. I gotta move the Q-snap. So this is where it is now. And this is the end of the project. So let me take the Q-snap off. And unfortunately, that Q-snap is going to be in the way a little bit, but so this is the whole width of the project. And this, I don't know if I can. There we go. So this is where we are at. I'm so excited. Okay, maybe that wasn't a very good goal to have to move the Q-snap, because moving the Q-snap is a pain in the butt. But I worked so hard on it to get it to this point. I really want you to be able to see how good it looks. There we go. Isn't that awesome? It is so pretty. So yes, this is Pain-Free Crafts, Saki Dragon. So that is all the whips I worked on this month. I'm really excited with how much I got accomplished. Way more than I expected. I'm just gonna get this moved for now, and I'll get it back on the Q-snap later, because nobody wants to sit around while I'm putting something on a Q-snap. That'll take forever. Getting nervous that this is gonna avalanche on me. All right, so I said I had a couple of days off, and I did spend some time sewing, so I got some project bags made. And I just want to show you those really quickly, and then I'll go into plans. And you already saw the first one because it's in use, but anytime I make a project bag, I usually make two. It's just the way I order the fabric. I end up with enough for two, but so here we go. So here's the second project bag. And the one thing you didn't see with that project bag is I always make just a little bag to go with it, a little notions pouch. So that, and here's the inside. And then I have a friend, Lydia, from Lydia's Leisurely Stitching. If you've ever watched her, she also does full coverage cross stitch, along with, she does peppers in some smaller cross stitches as well, so that she can see some finishes, but she is doing an epic cross stitch, and she has like this much left to go. I think it's called A Place of Her Own. It's huge, and she is so close to done. It is gorgeous. But I told her in October when we were at a cross stitch retreat together that I would make her a project bag. So it's only taken me about 10 months to make her a project bag. And I had some fabric left over to make a couple of more. Now mine is a little bit different than the one I sent her. So this is the one I made for me. And hers, I'll just show from the inside lining. She wanted yellow at the top. So I had some, I didn't have enough to completely make these. I had to use some of her fabric to make mine, but this liner is what she used. And I might have a picture of it. I have a picture of it. I'll insert hers. So this was another project bag I made with a little notions pouch. And I do have a spare. So what I'm thinking of using this one for is I am going to be doing a stitch along with the Granite State Stitcher. I'll link her below. We are going to start a shadow lane. I don't think she's not doing the same shadow lane as me, but I do have it. It finally came in the mail. I've had it for a while actually, but it took about 6 to 9 months to get it in. And I'm going to do the medieval town mandala. So that's the one, oh, that's the one I'm going to do. And for now, this is the bag it's going to live in. I did have it completely kitted up. So it did get set away, but there's something about a stitch along that makes you actually start something. So I'm super excited to start this with her. Again, the Granite State Stitcher, go check her channel out. Her and I decided in April at the library stitch retreat that we were going to do this together, and I've got to touch base with her because now I'm not sure if we're supposed to start it in January or if we're supposed to start it in April. So that's in this new bag that I made. So those are the bags I made. And now we're going to go into plans. So like I said, I'm going to spin the random wheel generator, and that'll give me my Monday through Thursday project. And then I'll do Dragon Artist on Friday and Saki Dragon Saturday, Sunday. I did say that I'm going to let the random wheel pick whatever. So it may pick the same project that I've worked on a little while ago. However, I found that I do have to tweak that a little bit because I spun the wheel and it picked my project Aries. Then I spun the wheel and it picked Aries. Then I spun the wheel and it picked Aries. And then I spun the wheel and it picked Halloween Quaker. So I'm only doing Aries once. Halloween Quaker needs a break because it just came out. So if it spins it again the month after that, I'm fine. I just don't want to do it 2 months in a row, and I'm not going to do the same project for 3 weeks because, so I am a little bit picky about what I'll choose from the wheel. And then after that, it started giving me some other options. So Aries, it really liked Aries, so we'll be doing Aries. And let me see if yes. So Aries is a Heaven and Earth design, artwork by Ruth Thompson. So this is what I'll be stitching. And my starting point on that is, lost my glasses again. I'm at 0.25% complete. I have 1,360 stitches out of 535,000 stitches. And this is the bag it's in. And this is my starting point. I did not get very far into this at all. So hopefully, with 4 days stitching, I don't know, but I'd like to get out of the black, but there is a lot of black stitching to go before it moves on to anything else. So that'll be Aries. That'll get 4 days this month. Then the next project that my random wheel picked that wasn't Aries was my flip-flop pattern. Now this is my oldest whip. This is the pattern that got me back into cross stitch. I picked it out for a friend who could live in flip-flops every single day. So it's a dimensions kit and it says life is better in flip-flops. And I haven't touched this in a couple of years, but this is my starting point. I do know there's a mistake in here somewhere, but I haven't touched this in a couple of years, so hopefully I won't remember where it is and it won't bother me. I think it's in the words somewhere, but I need to finish these up and do some back stitching, get this in a frame and get it off to her. This was one of my first bags I ever made. Kind of a lot smaller than all the rest. Then my random wheel picked Ivy Wed, which I put a few stitches in on my wedding day. So this was started November 20th of 2020. And let me see if I can find my pattern. So this is Ivy Wed by Blackbird Designs. And this is what it will look like done. And here is my starting point on this. And again, I do apologize, but it's been so long that I don't know the names of the fabrics that I'm using anymore. And this was in this bag. This is when I started doing my double pockets so that my patterns wouldn't get wrecked by sticking to the vinyl. And then the last project I'm going to be working on, and I think I'm going to swap up the weeks between Ivy Wed and my last project, just because my last project's going to be a restart. And the week that Ivy Wed falls on is the holiday weekend, and I will have Monday off. So I want to have maybe a little bit more time to work on a restart. And that is Bellatrix by Bella Filipina. This is Bellatrix, and she is stunning. But I need to restart her. She is on I think it's another 18 count. No, it wouldn't be 18 count. It would be 16 or 14 count because of beading. Yeah, I think it's 14 count. And it's fabric that I dyed myself. This is where I'm at. But I think I want to do it on either 28 or 32 count. So this is the start of Bellatrix. So that's going to be a restart. And I don't know. Was it the Granite State Stitcher? I think it might have been, maybe it wasn't her. I had a comment on my last Flosstube, I think it might be her, who suggested for me to offer this out. If somebody wants this to pick up where I left off, leave a comment below. And first person who lives in the United States, I'll mail this off to you if you want to pick up where I left off. I don't know. If somebody would want to even do that. It would just be this because I'm going to restart, so I need my patent and everything else. But I guess if you're interested in this before it ends up in the trash, let me know. I guess if anything, it has some extra fabric to it that could be used for something else. So that will be the last project that I work on in my rotation before I see you next. And we'll see how far I get on that one. So hopefully I get a good chunk started on it because I've got so much done on the one I'm gonna restart, but I'll never finish it. So reset it, and I have a whole box of fabric, so I'll just go in, pick out something. I'll have some fun with that. So that's all my projects. What have I been watching? So I've been catching up on a ton of Flosstube. I've been watching everything right now, but one of the things I've done is Leanne from Small Town Stitches. I went back 8 years and started watching her from the beginning. And I think I'm almost caught up to where I originally started watching her from. So I'm not caught up to date, but I'm almost to where I started watching her from. And man, I have to tell you, she did a couple of years of nursing school in there, and I was stressing for her. Now, I know she made it through nursing school because I've watched her current videos, but man, she had me stressed. And I had to like piggyback quite a few episodes to get through her tests because I just needed to know, even though I knew. But that relaxing stitching became a little bit stressful because I was there rooting for you, Leanne. I don't even know if you watch my channel or not, but clearly I watch yours. But it was fun watching somebody from the beginning and progressing with their life, which you won't progress with my life because again, I'm horrible at life updates. I try to get better and then I get awkward when I try to talk about it. I got awkward trying to tell you guys I have an eye appointment coming up. But so I've been watching her, Granite State Stitchers, Fun with Cross Stitch. I like watching her. She does a lot of full coverage projects too. So those are some of my go-to cross stitch people that I watch. And I think that's everything. I think I've talked your ear off long enough for the Stitchy update. So next month is going to be my Flosstiversary. So there may be maybe a cross stitch bag up for grabs next month. Who knows? Again, if I do anything like that, it does have to be in the United States because of shipping costs, but we'll see what happens next month. Sorry about that pause. My son and stepson decided that they were going to head out for dinner at it's probably about 9 o'clock right now, p.m. So anyways, that is everything for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, if you could give me a thumbs up, maybe subscribe if you liked what you saw, and please leave me a comment below. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know which bag you liked better, mine with the green top or Lydia's with the yellow top. But until next time, happy crafting.